My biggest takeaway from just the life that I've lived so far is that God has a purpose for each and every single one of us. And He's not going to just give up on you. I grew up really loving hockey, thanks to my mom. She pushed me out on the ice. But after that, I kind of took off and just flew with it. And eventually, over the years, I got better and better until I was 14, and I got this opportunity to go play AAA hockey in Utah. And I got to move out, live with completely different people in my team, and that was a great opportunity that turned south. It turned into a very abusive situation, one that kind of left me feeling hopeless, feeling like I was just there to be trod on. Felt like I didn't have anyone to turn to, and at the time I didn't have God. So it was really a dark place, and ultimately I ended up trying to take my own life. During this time, like 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, I was losing people that I cared about left and right and left and right. Car accidents, cancer, murder, you name it. People I knew were dying. I ended up making one friend named Tristan, and he claimed Christian, and we kind of hung out for a little bit, and he went off to join the Marines. And so it drove home to me like, hey, maybe the military is an option. So at 19, I went and I enlisted in the Navy. When I got into boot camp, I ended up having an allergic reaction to the Tdap shot and the penicillin shot that you get. That led to that third day at chow during lunch. You're in the galley and I'm sitting there, and I start to feel my heart slowing down, my lungs are starting to stop working, like things in my body start shutting down. And this voice wasn't mine, wasn't anyone I know. It was angelic at bat, like is the only thing I have to describe it. It said, "You're dying, get help." I got up immediately and I went to my petty officer, told him I have a medical emergency. He brought the fire department down, and they saw how many medications I had been taking and for how long. The fireman looked at me, looked at the bag, and said, "How are you alive?" The only explanation for me on how I lived through that was because of God. There's no doubt in my mind that was God stepping in and intervening in a powerful way in my life. And for me, that just meant I had to respond, and I went and scheduled a baptism. I've started to get into community here at True Hope, and before I really didn't have community anywhere. I think that was one of my biggest problems, is I went from being alone in my childhood, being alone in my teenage years, being alone in my early career, to just now at 24 discovering community and how important it is in your walk. God has a purpose for you, and don't give up just because you think things look bad. God will provide. God will be faithful.